Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, May 9th. Hopefully, y'all are having a good morning so far. Haven't really had a lot of news coming across, so we're not really moving much, but we are down about 0.4% for the S&P 500 as of right now, with the futures trading at 41.36, and SPY ended up closing at 412.74. Right now, it's at 411.18, so about 0.4% drop as of right now. The VIX is slowly starting to go up a little bit, and the only reasoning I can really think about this is debt ceiling fears, hence the name of this live stream. And more and more news coming out about this topic, which could be sparking some volatility, especially in the bond market. We've seen a lot of back and forth for treasury rates, with the 10-year currently at 3.51 versus just 3.397 a couple of days ago. So lots of bond market volatility, which might create some volatility in the regular market, in the equities market. So be prepared for it today. I'm going to be looking at SPY, obviously, and then QQQ if we need to. Right now, SPY is trading at 411, so I'm going to look at the 411 puts and the 411 calls that are expiring for today and use my usual strategy. Scalping with the 10-cent stop loss. All right, got that one. Got the call. Okay, right now we're trading at 411.18. Yesterday's open and close were much higher at 412, almost 413 is what it's looking like. So this 0.5% drop is pretty significant compared to what we were seeing yesterday as pretty flat trading action. I did take the wrong side of an earnings trade, unfortunately, so I'll have to take a loss there with PayPal. I ended up buying a 77.78 call debit spread, assuming PayPal would be above 78, and they ended up falling by 8%, even after an earnings beat, revenue beat, and they raised their guidance. So not really much rationale as to why they would sell off, but they did. And PayPal is down about 7% as of right now, so not exactly great on that trade. But going back to SPY, keeping an eye on this. This PayPal call debit spread is likely going to be a max loss, I'm guessing. Good morning, MC. Good morning, Peter. Welcome. All right, there is the bell. Yep, those are down 121st thing on the open. Down 165. So yeah, basically that's max loss at this point. So don't have to worry about this trade. But I do want to go over to the calls and the puts at the 411 strike price and see which ones we ought to pick up. Right now we're trading at 411. The RSI is at 37. So we could just hop in on puts first thing. But I do like to wait just a little bit to get some confirmation as to where we're going to go first thing in the morning. But these are trading at 99 cents a piece. The low for this candle was 89. So if we got in first thing this morning, we could have got them about 10 cents cheaper, which would have been nice. But just keep an eye on it for now. They're already going for 103, so getting pretty expensive pretty quickly. Don't want to chase it. We can check QQQ. Maybe they'll give us a better opportunity there. All right, QQQ actually might be a better trade out of the two. 322 put instead of the 411 put for SPY might be a better idea. They're going for 80 cents a piece. Check the charts here for the 322 put. RSI is right at 53, so that is a little bit troubling for me. Usually I'll just follow where RSI is going. And right now that's telling us bullish since it's above 50. But that does make these contracts that much cheaper. So let's see. They were going for 68 at the very lowest price. All right. I want to buy them at 78 if possible. QQQ. 322 put. At 78. Or lower if I can, obviously, would be nicer. They're going for 81 right now. Again, the lowest on this candle was about 67. All right, now they're going for 83, so it might be a little bit too late for this trade. All right, there we go. Place the order for 78, not filled on it, unfortunately. All right. I'm just going to keep the order at 78. I don't want to raise too much. Actually, maybe getting these at 80. We can flip back to SPY, see if that trade might be better now. Okay. So the SPY trade looks like it's more likely to work out than this QQQ trade for right now. So let's do that instead. Okay. So let's get on this 411 put instead. Right now it's going for 105. Probably don't want to pay more than $1 or so for it. Let me see. Put 411. Yeah, $1 is about right. The lowest that these went for was 91. So I'll set my stop loss for about $1 or 90 cents each after it's opened. All right, they're going for 99. Okay, we can get them a little bit cheaper. 98 or not. Might be too late. All right, we're in at 98. Stop loss at 88. We got 10 of them. They're going for 104, 105 already. 107. 0.98. I opened 10 of them. And it looks like SPY's continuing to drop here. Not really changing the contract price much, though. The highest that these went on the low of this candle was 112. So we might be able to get out at like 110 or more. All right. All right, I placed the order for 110 to get out. I got out at 111, actually, it looked like. So, 130 profit for that trade. Let me just make sure that I typed in the right prices. Yeah, I got 1,100 to exit for 10 contracts, so that's 111. PayPal killed me. Yeah, PayPal is very strange for sure. What else did I trade yesterday? So I made 3 trades total yesterday, and I made let's see, I think $590 yesterday total. The 2 that I had made in the morning made me about 400. Let's see. I'm just gonna mark this PayPal trade as a complete loss. It's most likely gonna be the case. PayPal call debit spread. It's a bullish strategy that I used. Obviously the stock is bearish after earnings, so that did not work out for me, but 512. Strike prices were 77, 78. I opened just 3 of them, or actually no, I opened 5 of them at 38. They're probably going to be at 0, I'm guessing. So that's 190 loss. Make up for some of that with this SPY put. Long put. Bearish trade. Expiry today. Strike price was 411. I opened 10 at 0.98 and closed them for 111. So $130 profit. So far today down 60. But yesterday the trades that I had made were these 3 trades right here. 2 puts and a call option, using the same strategy that I just did. I bought the first ones for 125, sold them for 150. Second ones I bought for 85, sold them for 99, and then the calls I bought for 95 and sold for 113. This could be another setup right here building. Still bearish on the RSI at 40. These contracts are going for 1. We could have a U-turn here. Maybe put these contracts a little bit cheaper. They're going for 94, so that's a pretty appealing price for me. But I'm going to give it a second here. How's QQQ looking? Let's see. QQQ is still flat, so this is actually a better setup for right now versus the SPY trade is what it's looking like, just based on the candle structure. It's a little bit better, a little bit more appealing with a 322 put. Going for 75 at the moment. Actually, no, it's not a better setup because we're above 50 on the RSI. So this one would have been a better call option versus a put option. Getting them, let's see, this is the puts on the right, the calls on the left. You'd want to purchase these roughly for about 88 cents a piece. And set your max loss to 78. It's pretty close to already there. But yeah, they're going for 92 at the moment. I wouldn't want to purchase them for probably more than about 87, 88, somewhere in that range. But right now you're right at 50 RSI, so this trade has about a 25% chance of working out from what I've seen using this strategy. That's what it seems like. The win rate is right at 50 RSI, so it's not really confirmation of bullish or bearish, which makes the strategy a little bit shakier. But let me see. They're going for 94 at the moment. Again, I wouldn't want to purchase these for more than probably about 87 each. So we might have to miss this opportunity. Let me see. QQQ 322 call at 78. Right now they're going for about 5 cents more than that though, so. Yeah, so the scalp strategy is following momentum based on where RSI is. So right now it's above 50, that is bullish. And then getting the contracts at one of the candle structures. So like either the open of this candle, which was about 85 cents. This one was about 88 cents. The one after that was about 88 cents too. So getting them based on the candle structure and that'll be your support or resistance level. And then if it continues to trend, as the RSI is showing us at 60 right now, then those contracts go up in value. So I could have got those at 88 if I was on top of this, and now they're 99. You set your stop loss for 10 cents. So if I bought them at 88, my stop loss would be down at 78 cents. All right, they're going for 90 now, so I might be able to get back in. 88 is my price of choice, if possible. Doesn't look like I'm going to get it though. I'm trading for 97, 95 at the bid. You can go up in your bid, but then you're putting on more risk on your stop loss and hitting that quicker. So not my favorite strategy to chase it up. How to add RSI to Thinkorswim, go to studies, edit studies, type in RSI, click it, and then add selected. And then it'll go straight to the bottom. Benefits of same-day expiration, it's very quick to get in and out of. They're relatively cheap considering that they don't have much time value to them. You're only paying 95 cents a piece for these. Lots of liquidity for them too. Liquidity is definitely not an issue, especially if you're using SPY or QQQ. All right. Yeah, these are going for 98, so I don't think we'll be able to get in on them, but we'll keep on watching, see what we get here. Looks like SPY can't go positive yet. In terms of RSI, it's at 47. It's almost at the cusp of 50. But not quite there. Pepe coin. Yeah, these are going for 101 now, so definitely not going to be able to get in at 88. Not really one to negotiate with this strategy, just because it puts the odds further against you. We might be able to get them at like 94, but then our stop loss is 84, which is the low or the open for this candle. So a little bit dodgy here. All right, SPY's pulling back right now. So that means QQQ should be seeing a little bit of a pullback, which might give us an entry opportunity. All right. They're still going for 91 at the ask price. I feel like that's too expensive. But I think that might be just what we have to pay to get these. All right, I'll give it 90. All right. Order is in at 90. Did not get filled on it. As you saw, we ended up bouncing right at that candle open. So just following this structure doesn't seem like this is going to work out for us. We might get it. It's very close. Very, very close. Like if we go 1 or 2 cents higher, then that'll fill us. but I've already negotiated up from 88, so don't think I'm willing to go up another 1-2 cents and risk my stop loss getting hit so quick. All right, in at 90. So now stop loss will be 80. I got 10 of these. Looks like we could have got them for 88 if we had waited just a little bit longer. That's unfortunate. Right below 50 on the RSI, so this strategy might not work out. It's right at the cusp of 50. So that's where you get into a little bit of a dodgy area with the strategy. Just because it's indecisive as to whether this is bullish or bearish. All right, these are going for 82. Looks like we ended up losing our supports, so I'm gonna have to get out here at 80. So hit my stop loss at 81 actually. Yeah, so it is manual stop loss that I'm having to enter because Robinhood doesn't have a proper trailing stop loss order. What chart platform am I using? This is Thinkorswim that I'm using. All right. So now SPY, kind of the same setup right here that we're looking at. We're below 50 on the RSI, so it's better to be in puts. You can always switch over, just like we saw with QQQ just now. But let's see what these contracts are going for, what the cheapest price we might be able to get them is. Looking at the 411 puts, so always going with an at the money strike price or the one that's closest to the current stock price. And right now these are going for 88. The lowest that they've been was 85. So try to get them at like 80. 88 is not a bad price. Not the best, but 0.83. I might be able to get them at 83 actually here. 82. Just bought SPY 411 put at 82. Stop loss will be 72. Manual stop loss. contracts at? They're at 74 already. So getting close to my stop loss already, which might not be good. Let's see. We're right at the tops here. So might get a U-turn, might not. Wish I got these a little bit cheaper, but sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. This strategy has about a 50% win rate, so yesterday I was 3 for 3, so wouldn't be surprised if I took a couple losses today. Hopefully we can make some profits, but we take what the market gives us. It would have been really nice to get these at 77 though. All right, stop loss hit at 72. They're going down quicker. Yeah, so the manual stop loss did not work that time. Oh, these contracts just keep getting cheaper. Oh, gotta love Robinhood. And their lack of functionality. All right, I got out at 64, so 180 loss that I took there. How do I make it same day? That's in the settings. So I got out at 64. For a 180 loss. So yeah, right at 50 RSI, it can be dodgy as to entering these trades on the direction. So had we took a call, that would have been a better trade, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can try to find another setup. Yeah, both of these are popping off to the upside, so no opportunity here. Could have held those QEQ calls if I didn't get stopped out. That would have been ideal. How to change the charts below to contracts. So you just go to the trade tab, go to the option chain, right click one of these options, copy, and then paste it into the charts. Robinhood robbing us. Typical. Typical. All right, so now we start looking at the 412 strike prices. since we're trading closer to 412, and this is an at the money strategy. Let's see, the 412 put is going for 112 right now. The call is going for 120. Really? Oh, that's the 411 call. I was about to say that doesn't make much sense. These went from 53 to 68, so that would have been a nice little profit if we took that side of the trade, but did not. So ideally we want to get these for about 55 cents, but with the momentum as high as it is at 60 RSI, it might not happen. Let's see. I think it's too early to enter right now, so we'll give it a minute. All right, these are going for 64. It's a very, very big range that we have, which is a little bit concerning, especially at 54 RSI. If we go back to 50, it's going to make today a very difficult trading day. All right, I think I'm going to try to get him at 55 if I can. Stop loss will be 45. Now they're going for 60 already. Of course, too late. Too late to enter that. So now basing it on this candle structure, you want to get them at about 57 each. Based on the close for this candle, I guess it's actually a little bit higher at 59. So maybe getting these at 60 might not be a bad idea. All right, sent it through at 60. Stop loss will be 50. Got the 412. Let's see. There we go. Going for 56 already. Okay. Losing our candle structure, which is not good. The low for these candles was 53, so we'll see if we end up blowing past. But yeah, lots of back and forth right now. So right at 50 RSI makes this strategy not the best. All right, these are going for 50, so stopped out again. And now we're below 50 RSI. So we'll just keep on flipping back and forth above and below 50. Why do I use the indicator? Just to tell me which way the stock is going. RSI is relative strength, so this will tell you if a stock is relatively strong or relatively weak. Right now it's right in the middle. Right smack dab in the middle. Looks like IWM is definitely bearish here. QQQ still above 50 RSI. Netflix is high right now. Let's see. Yeah, currently up 1%. So not very much, but trading towards the top of the range that it was in yesterday. Well, I guess above the top of the range yesterday. All right, well, it looks like we have some supports down at 411 again. Maybe. Just kind of swinging back and forth with these big candles first thing in the morning. SPY and QQQ are both going two different directions, so that's making this a bit more confusing, but SPY is bearish right now. QQQ is bullish for the moment. You could assume a flip to negative or bearish RSI. These contracts might be pretty cheap. Yeah, they're at 70. 374 already. I'm trying to sell them. Meant to buy. All right, these are the ones I'm looking for. Currently going for 72. Actually, it's 75 now. So very, very expensive very quickly. Okay. So we're right at that support resistance level at 322.08. It was a pretty important level yesterday, so I'm sure that it'll be an important level today. We're right below 50 on the RSI, currently at 47, so slightly bearish. There we go. Broke that level now. Going lower. Currently going for 80 cents. I got them for 75. I think I ended up overpaying, but we'll see if these contracts can get back to where they were trading before, higher, at about 82 cents. Right below that resistance. Just barely. Just barely. Zero DTE, SPY gamble, call or put. I would go puts right now just based on RSI. Currently below 50. For QQQ, for SPY, I'm assuming that it's below 50. It was earlier. Yeah, it's at 40 right now, so chase momentum, go down. Looks like QQQ is lacking the momentum to the downside versus SPY. PayPal definitely has some momentum to the downside, down 11% today, though. After their earnings came in way better than expected. It was like a 20% earnings beat, revenue beat, raised guidance, but their stock is down 11%. Fun times. Fun times in this market. Alright, we're right above the resistance. We'll see if we can hang above or not. Right at 50 RSI too. These contracts are going for 68, so getting close to my stop loss. Not quite there. They went down to 67 at the lowest for that little pop. Really wish I had got these cheaper. That would make this trade a lot more manageable. They're just toying around with these at 75. It's a lot of volume going into them. So it seems like there's more bets to the downside. Let me see what the calls are looking like for the 322s. See which one has more volume to it. Looks about the same. Maybe a little bit more action on the puts, actually. Yeah. Right now, at least. Why does trading options on Webull suck? I haven't used their platform personally, so I don't know. So it seems like the volume is coming in faster for the calls, but it's more volume total for the puts right now. We'll see. We're right below that 322.08 mark. Thinkorswim cash account, best one, probably. I think Thinkorswim is probably the best, especially for this strategy, just because it's a lot quicker to get in and out of versus Robinhood's a pain in the ass. Kind of thinking about doubling down on the contracts, but I don't think I'll do it. 70 is a very good price, though, so I really wish I had waited for these contracts just a little bit longer. All right. We dipped down to 66 for the contracts again. Edging on the stop loss. And edging on that 322.08 mark. RSI is at 48, so just barely below 50. Hopefully we don't get same trading action we got yesterday where we're just basically at 50 all day. That would be a pretty rough day. I was still able to make profits on that, but today's not been in my favor so far. Hopefully we can turn it around, though. What's the main strategy right now? Scalping these 0 data expiration options and setting my stop loss 10 cents lower than what I buy. Sometimes the stop loss can not work for me, which is what's really holding me back right now, it seems like. Just because I have to do like a manual stop loss, which for Robinhood, if you don't get filled the first time, then you have to keep re-entering, and it can get messy very quickly. Especially if you get a huge pop like this candle right here. All right. Looks like I got stopped out again. At 66, actually. So a 90 loss. These contracts are very, very cheap, though. It's just right at 50 RSI, you have a lower win rate, which is the problem that I've had so far this morning. It's not been great. Let's check SPY. SPY is more definitive here. More definitively below 50 RSI, so this might be the better. Switch. 411 strike price, again going at the money. Right now they're going for 80. SPY's at 411 and some change. 411.21. And these contracts going for 77. The lowest price in the past 15 minutes has been 74. So hopefully we can get them close to 74, 75 would be nice. Yeah, the absolute lowest price was 73. Right now they're 78. I think I might get them at 78. Really don't like testing my luck with the higher bids though. 76 now. I'll take that. All right, those did go through. At 76. So stop loss will be 66. Right now we're toying around with 50 RSI again. Yeah. There we go. Stop loss galore today. I was able to hold those contracts, but they're at 68, so just above my stop loss. Do I go to the gym? Yeah, a couple times a week right now. I used to go a lot more. Then I had a child, so sleep is my main thing that I'm trying to get right now. All right. Hit my stop loss again. So, not a great day. Again, right at 50 RSI, this is where you just run into this back and forth like we're getting. So far, it's looking more bullish than it is bearish, though. You're looking at higher lows so far, not higher highs as of yet. All right, now the candle structure is setting back up to go negative. Ugh. This is a really annoying market so far this morning. That candle there looks more bullish than bearish, though. Is YouTube the main income? It's about $1,500 a month. So far this month for trading, I've made, well, I'll have to do today's trades, but I think I've made about 1,000 in the first week of trading or so. Yeah, definitely looking bullish to start the day. Right above 50 on the RSI. So we'll check out the 411 call, see if we can get a good price for them. Best price is probably going to be about 90, 95 or so. If you can get lower, that would be good. All right, I'll try to get in these contracts at 1. I actually might be able to do that here. Actually, we're right at 50 RSI, so it's dodgy. But like I said, it has about a 25% win rate when you're at 50 RSI. So considering all the losses we took this morning, stats should be in our favor. All right. I'm going to try to get it at 96 actually. Oh, they just jumped the ask. Gotta love it. Not quick enough with these trades. 98. Okay. $4.11 is the strike price. If it's flat, we don't touch that. Yep. With this strategy, you want to avoid the flat, but it's just swinging back and forth between 50 and above and below 50 RSI. All right. Damn, these are going too quick. Yeah, Robinhood's stop loss function would be very nice, but don't have that feature here. Yeah, SPY is just going back and forth. Above and below 50 RSI. So I think I'm just going to wait on that. But yeah, we're just going back and forth, slowing the chop down a little bit. We were pretty volatile the first 30 minutes, and then that volatility has slowed down now. All right, these contracts are going for 88. So hitting my stop loss again. Just not my day today with this 50 RSI. Didn't get out of the stop loss. Robinhood's not letting that order go through. All right, out at 86. And now we might solidly be below 50 RSI. Maybe. Yes, I do live trade every morning. That is correct. All right. So now that we might finally be below 50 RSI, possibly. QQQ is down 0.5%, so that's actually leading us down a little bit more. SPY is trading at 411.02, so just barely above 411. And these contracts are going for 82. Ideal price is like 70, 72, 73. If you don't want to get stopped down too quickly. But this back and forth of 50 RSI is making these stop losses pretty brutal on me. Do I feel that live streaming affects the psychological aspect of trading? No. I mean, for me, it's just another day. I don't think I'm impacted much by it. All right. The strategy is just not a fun strategy today. The entire market gets a text to send the stock the other way. Kind of seems like it sometimes. Alright, this is the cheapest that these contracts have been all morning for the puts. But 54 RSI tells me to go calls. But of course, can't get a good price on those until you're like 95 or so. 92 would be ideal. Am I playing Rivian today? No, I didn't have this one on my mind. What's it trading? Down 3%. Lucid had their earnings yesterday, and they flopped pretty hard, down about 9% as of right now. Negative 43 cent earnings per share, worse than expectations at negative 38.5. So it's probably why you're seeing Rivian down today by about 3% as a sympathy trade. All right, these spy calls is what I'm looking at now. Going for 109. Let me check Q, see if we have a better entry here. No, not really. Not really a good entry on either of these now. What do I think of Rivian? I think that their vehicles are a bit pricey at $70,000. Going into recession, that puts them in a pretty risky place, especially considering that the company isn't cash flow positive. So I'm not a huge fan of investing in Rivian stock. I think that there's a chance that they do succeed, but the chance is very low. And they'll probably just have to merge with another electric vehicle maker or another automaker of some sort. Still think it's flat. Wait. Yeah, it could be. We could be just trading back and forth between 411.50, 411.60 down to 410.80, which would flip these contracts about 30 cents if it does. They're very cheap, which is nice. But they're cheap for a reason, because you're going against momentum right now. So you're taking on more risk, betting against the crowd. And the risk can pay off pretty sizably. These could go to 141 if it does dip back down. But the problem is if you go above these daily highs, then you get a squeeze very quickly. Once people start buying the 411 calls instead of 412 calls instead of the 412 puts. All right. Yeah, you want to get these in the low ones. Right now they're going for 106. So a little bit high. Volume's picking up on them, so they're going up. Now they're at 112, 110. Oh, crap. I accidentally sent an order in at 112. Did not mean to send that order through, but that's okay. So if it does end up swinging back down, these contracts could be going for like 130, 140. Overpaid for those contracts, for sure. Which don't love, but mistakes happen. All right, these are going for 116, so at a small profit, $40, $50. Right at the bottom of that low, which puts these at about 120 a piece. So hopefully we break up to 130, 140, but we'll see. Right now we're at 50.5 RSI, so just barely bullish at the moment. We'll just keep testing and retesting 50 RSI. So right now it's just a bunch of back and forth trading action. I was trying to buy these at 105, but accidentally put the order for 112. The lowest that these were 99 based on this open. think I want to buy more instead of exiting. Oh, they were going for 105 just now, so I wish I had got those. Then I don't think I'll be willing to pay more than 108. If I can get them at 105, that'd be ideal. But this market is not giving us any ideal prices. All right. Looks like we keep pushing that high. All right, stopped out of this trade again. 0.98 for the bid. They're not filling me at the bid price either. Ugh. Come on, Robinhood. Don't do me like this. Oh, I was trying to buy them. Yeah, that would have been something. I think I want to enter more, actually. No, we're above 50 RSI, so not good. Not the most brilliant idea. Check PayPal. Yeah, down 11% today, even after the best earnings. Because they ended up beating earnings by like 20%. They beat revenue and they raised guidance. So all in all, it was a very good earnings report, but their stock just didn't do well on it. Oddly enough. Oddly enough. Let's see. Yeah, it'd be nice if we could get these contracts at 105. It's just toying around with 50. So this back and forth trading action is just killing momentum trades right now. Very, very tight range we got here. Hopefully we can break out soon to one direction. Will be nice. But yeah, this is the range that we're watching for these contracts, between about $1 a piece and about $1.10. So there's like a 10-cent action going on right now. Usually you want like a 20 or 30-cent action, similar to what we saw here, where it was like 120 to 140. It's ideal. That way you can take advantage of that gap. But this tiny 10-cent gap is killing this trade right now. PayPal going to all-time highs. I don't know about that. That's a bit much. That's a bit much to ask of PayPal, considering they're down 7% after a really good earnings. It's possible, but unlikely. Yeah, look how tiny these candles are. So this is, ideal setup for a call option, I would say, just because it's barely above 50 RSI, but when you're that close to 50, it can go either way. It's a lower chance of it working out. Right now I have puts, so I'm assuming a change of direction, but we'll see. It's kind of slowly edging higher. PPAA. Not finding that one. PPPA or PPAA. PRAA. Whew, down 40%. Is this a regional bank ETF or a regional bank stock? Seems like it, huh? Speaking of the regionals, I wonder how they're doing today. WAL, WAL is down 2.7%. PacWest down about 5% right now. It's not really much move compared to the 50% moves we saw last week, but I think maybe entering a bank put by the end of the week and selling out by the end of the week might be a decent idea. Seems like every single week we get new fears of one of these banks going belly up, so you might be able to take advantage of that, especially considering the last couple of days that we saw PacWestern and Western Alliance rise. These contracts just keep bouncing back and forth between 1 and 110. Super annoying since I got in at 106, right in the middle of it. Right smack dab in the middle. Which is a perfect description of today so far. Just right smack dab in the middle, not moving anywhere. At least so far, the morning. Pre-market, we got a pretty decent move, 0.4%, but this first hour of trading, we started at 411.15, and now we're at 411.50. Yesterday, we kind of had the same stuff happening. We were just dead flat all day with a range between 411.70 and a top of 413.11. It's like a 80-cent range that we had all day. Very, very tight. Remember that tomorrow is CPI day too, so that could have some impact closer to the end of the day. Probably going to see more volatility then than what you'll see in the morning. Usually the day before CPI comes out, the market rallies. So I wouldn't be surprised if calls do well at the end of the day today. These are exactly at break even for me. We're slowly ticking higher, it's looking like, with these candles. It's at 54 for RSI, so that's looking more bullish to me. I just hate going back and forth between these contracts. Very annoying. So unless we get a crack below 50 RSI, I don't think we're going to get any momentum to the downside. So we'll need a crack below about 411.30 or so, and then right below 50 RSI in order to get a significant downtrend started. But right now we're just bouncing between 411.40-ish and now 411.50. Yeah, so those got stopped. Those got stopped out. 196. If we keep staying in this range, though, those puts could be a decent hold. Now they're back to 103, though. So they're not letting either of these puts or calls move very much. They're just keeping it in this tight wound range. And right at 50 RSI. Now they're going for 110, so they finally broke out. Finally broke out to the top for the puts. Calls would still be in play, though, at 411. We're right above 50 RSI, so again, your risk going back and forth there between bullish and bearish. All right, so let me copy, paste this for the 411 calls. No, we ended up breaking that low. So these are going for 85 cents. And the puts now are going for 126. So it would have been better to hold those into the stop loss, but stop loss is a stop loss, unfortunately. Can't break the rules. Yep, market is just flatline. Now everybody's piling into the 411, 412 puts, sending these prices way up to 135 now for the 412 puts. So once you see volume kind of piling into these puts or calls, depending on which direction it's going, that's when you see these bigger moves like you saw just now. We cracked below that low, and then everybody started to buy in on 411 puts, which ended up in that sizable move down. All right, we're just below 50 RSI, barely. Barely below 50. These contracts are 120 for the ask, which is about, it's actually 10 cents higher than what they should be trading for. Maybe they're about right. Yeah, 120 might be about right. Looks like we got saved by 50 RSI yet again. So the strategy just is not going to play out how we want it today. We just keep going back and forth. Below 50, above 50. Right now we're smack dab at 50. Let's see. QQQ is down 0.6%, so that would lead us more down. These contracts are going for 105 again, the same price that I got in initially. And that the call side would have worked there at the lows. At 92, now they're at 102. Spent more time above 50 RSI than it has below it, at least recently. Yeah, I'd say more time above 50 RSI so far this morning, which makes it more bullish. But you want to get these contracts cheap again. That way you don't risk your stop loss hitting so quickly. So ideally you want to get them at about $1. If you can get them at like 91, 92 for the 411 calls, that's best. Right now they're at 104, 105, which is right at the top of the range, so not best entry unless you want to just chase momentum up. Risk your stop loss hitting quicker. Especially if we just get this back and forth trading action and we're just going back and forth between 411.30 and 411.60. It's a 30-cent range. Very, very small. Which makes the contracts that much smaller. There's like a 10-cent difference between the top and the bottom of these candles. All right, we're tagging the highs, which is 107, 108, and now those contracts are flooding. Yep. So as soon as you break out of these ranges, people just start piling into the calls or the puts and sending these prices up really quickly, which also makes SPY go up that much quicker. People are buying the at the money or creating a gamma squeeze where the market makers are going to start having to buy or sell 100 shares based on how many contracts they're buying, which makes the stock move that much more. All right. So ideally now we can try to get these contracts at like 105, 106. And this would be a better setup since we're pretty solidly above 50 RSI for now. All right. Orders in at 106. Into the contracts. Stop loss will be 96. Just below 412 for SPY. It's at 411.50. So you're in the bag there. Yeah, definitely need SPY to break out one direction or the other. Right now it's just going back and forth non-stop this morning. All right, these contracts are finally going a little bit here. Let's see if I can find them. It's been a pretty rough day, down about 600 using this strategy. Or about 500 so far using this strategy. Obviously not great. But I think we have a good setup here now to where we can let these contracts ride for a little bit. The highs before was 115. I think we might be able to get out above 120 or so. But we'll see. Right now we're at 411.70, so almost at the last candle's highs. I got in on these contracts at 106. So my stop loss here will be 96 in case we don't carry on the momentum. But yeah, these contracts are just flipping back and forth between like just below $1, and the highest was like 112. So just above 110. So the people that are getting in on the lows, doing pretty well. But if you're getting in right in the middle, makes it tough. Yeah, the low for that candle just now was $1. So if you can get in the lows, sell at the highs, you're getting about $10 a contract right now. That seems to be about the extent this market's moving. June 22nd, 33 strike for TQQQ. Sold cover calls on it yesterday. TQQQ, I wouldn't be a huge fan of taking on such a long expiration just because of the time decay with it. I think that could put you in trouble pretty, not very quickly, but it's just going to lose value over time because of the theta associated with the stock. Similar to UVixi, since it's leveraged. All right, got stopped out of that trade too. So yeah, just not my morning today. This back and forth of 50 RSI is just eating these contracts alive. All right. So this will probably be the last trade that I make with this strategy today. Just because we're just going back and forth of 50. It's not working out very well. But this time I finally got in at a cheap price. So hopefully we continue the trend with RSI just above 50. No, looks like we just cracked that. Oh, they got a bid up pretty quick right there. We'll see. All right. Looks like we could have found support down there. Possibly. 49.75 RSI, so just barely below 50. So again, about a 25% chance of this going either way. Hopefully we can get out above 104, 105 would be nice. We got in at 91 a pop. Slowly starting to come up with that support base at 411.30 for SPY as of right now. QQQ is really getting beat today. Down 0.6%. Pretty rough sell-off here. Just above 50 RSI though, so that one's a decent opportunity too for any bullish trades. Obviously have your stop loss set pretty tight because this market will hit it very quick. What is the strategy? Just scalping, setting your stop loss 10 cents lower and then going directional based on where RSI is. And since RSI is just going back and forth, barely above 50, barely below 50, makes this a lot harder to trade. But, you know, in the off chance that you do have a decent rise back to like 70 RSI, and you're getting in at 50, the calls would do really well. And if you're in puts, if you go from 50 to 30 RSI, the payout is very good. So basically you're getting into momentum based on RSI, setting a tight stop loss of 10 cents, and then trying to ride the momentum whichever way it's going based on RSI. All right, these are going for 96, 95, 93. They're just not moving that much today. The contracts are very, very boring. Like you're going up and down like 15 cents for this last candle. If we could get a pop back to 114, that would be nice, but you gotta break first. Gotta have some definitive RSI, not 52. Like you want to see this like 55, 60, then you're gonna see 70, and so on. What percentage threshold should I aim for, assuming the contracts have 45 days till expiration? I mean, it's really hard to say when to take profits on any given contract because the stock can just continue to move and you would miss out. For me, with the strategy I've been using, I just base my exits on what the win rate for the strategy is, which is typically around 50%. And then if you're at 50 RSI, it's about 25%. So if we're trading at 60 RSI, it's about 50% win rate. But if we're trading back and forth between 50, like now, it's 25. So ideally, when it's at 50, I want to make, you know, 400 for every $100 loss that I take. So I would want to sell these for like a 40% profit. Whereas if it's above well above 50 like it is right now at 55, 60, then I just need to make 1-to-1. I need to make $100 for every 100 I lose. All right, these contracts are going for 108 right now. It's about $170 profits so far. Waiting for the breakout, but doesn't seem too promising yet. These are at 110. The highest that they've gone today was 114. It looks like. Actually, no, I lied. 140 a piece is what they went to at the peak of this big candle right here. So obviously I'd like to sell them at 140, but this tight range is keeping us from reaching that. Yeah, so would have been nice to get out at 108 and call this trade a deal, but waiting on it for now. Got him in at 91. Now they're going for 96. With SPY trading just below 411.50 and a rejection at about 411.70. So it only needs to go up 30 cents, but today's range is just ranging. Especially 50 RSI, just going back and forth there. Back and forth here. All right, we got some support close to the lows for the past 15 minutes. So it seems like people want to buy at about 411.25, 411.30 for right now. back to the bottom of the range again. So we could either open more or just wait for a stop loss if it does hit. I'd rather just hang on to what I have and not enter more just because we're at 50 RSI. Too shady. Too shady to open more. Yeah, it's making higher lows, but it's not making higher highs. The highs are just the same throughout the day so far. So we need to see higher highs in order to confirm some bullishness. Right now we're just at 51 RSI, so no confirmation. No confirmation there. We've actually had the same lows ever since 10:40 this morning. So about an hour we've been trading in this little range between about 411.25 and highs of about 411.70. No, using the same day expiration. There's more gamma to them, so they move a little bit quicker. And with a stop loss, it helps to not lose your ass on the trade. All right, these are going for 91. It's at 49.93 RSI. It's so frustrating. So frustrating to see that. All right, these are going for 88. Again, right at 50 RSI doesn't give me confidence to open more. But that is the lowest price that these contracts have been at. So you're getting in at a cheap price. Taking on more risk. Do I record cover calls in Excel? Yes, I do. Have a cover call in UVixy that's put in there. I'm gonna buy puts. Hard to say either way. I would feel more bullish at the lows, but again, hard to say. All right, these are going for 86 now, so very cheap. Very, very cheap if we can get that. I'll take 86 if they'll give it to me. The ask is 87, so I don't think we'll get it. Oh, we got it. 86. All right, stop loss will still be 81 for the first 10. And then for the second 10 will be 71. But now we have 20 contracts. New average price is 89.5. $49, 50.4 RSI. Just going back and forth, back and forth. It's killing me. Killing me. But yeah, I think that's probably the last trade that I'll make for today. My Vega is negative 80. What does that mean? So for every 1% that implied volatility drops, your options will drop by 80 cents in value. Now time to get screwed with premiums on both sides. Yep, that seems to be what today is shaping out to be so far. And it's 11:45, so the volume's probably going to start slowing down too, which makes it even worse. But yeah, that's the last trade I'll make today. Again, my stop loss is 81 cents and then 76 cents for the second half of the trade. Hopefully it goes well, and we'll see. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 9:30. See everybody.